Hi, welcome to Hofmann's. We're conscious that at the moment there's a lot of people at home missing their cars, missing their Lotuses, so we just thought we'd post out a video to say hi, show you everyone what we're doing. We're open here at Hofmann's. It looks closed, there's not many people here, but we are open, and there's a few things going on, a few fun things, so we thought we'd show you around a few of the cars we've got in stock, and then we'll go back out into the workshop to show you some of the projects that are going on. Firstly, if you have a look here, we've got a really lovely Evora 410 in. This is the pre-facelift model. This came into stock probably 3 or 4 weeks before lockdown. Lovely thing. It's got the lovely carbon seats in it. Beautiful colour. All Lotuses should be yellow. Move on to the next bit. Grey Evora 400, red leather. See, the nice thing with the 400, it's got the charge-cooled engine, it's got the diff in the back. Great car to skid on a racetrack, that one. 410's always a popular thing here at Hofmann's. For those that have been Exige fans for many years will remember the S1s. The thing I love about this silver car, this is the same colour combination you used to be able to get in the S1s. So we got silver on the outside and the lovely blue Alcantara. Looks fabulous. A GT 410 Sport here. So this one's different to the yellow one, and it's got the facelifted bumper. A couple of lovely used V6 Exige. Now this one's one of the nicest Exiges we've had. One of my favourite cars we've had over the years here. The lovely thing about this is the colour. Again, for the Lotus geeks around, this is the same colour as the Lotus Carlton. Imperial green, I think they call it. I think the name of the colour might be different, but the actual colour is the same as the old Carltons. One of which we actually sold about a week or so ago, went out the door. But very cool car, that. It looks beautiful with the green against the red. Stop drawer. Right, come through. Right, we've got all the obligatory protection measures going on here, so customers can't come past this point, but luckily you guys can, as long as you wash your hands. Got Dettol wipes, gloves, everything we need. Right, fun stuff. 311, what a rare car. This one we've just dropped the price to less than 70 grand, so for the similar money you can buy a 410 Sport for, you can buy a 311. One of only very few made, and I really can't see Lotus ever making anything like this again. The next car is promised to be the last car that has an actual real engine in it, so this is a proper thing, a real weapon, that car. A couple more fun things over here. Little Elise in isotope green. Only came in a few weeks ago, looks fantastic. Matching green stripe on the seats if you can get around here. And then over here we've got another 410. This one's in Italian flag green. Pop the lid. Have a quick look in here. Those who don't understand, this is a 410 as opposed to a 350, which means it's got the charge-cooled engine. So it's got a bigger supercharger, 1750cc I think versus 1320 of a 350. Supercharger sits underneath here, charge cooling circuit sits here, and that gives you about another 60 horsepower. But the nice thing is you take it on track, you keep all of that horsepower, so really the difference in horsepower when you're on the racetrack using it is greater than that. They also come with a gearbox oil cooler, which is a nice thing to have on these cars. Nitron suspension, carbon seats. great value cars. We do really well with the 410s. Great car. Right, come with me. Follow me. This is a customer's car. It looks like a straightforward Europa, but that one's not. That one's got one of our charge cooler packages on it. So that brings the induction temperatures down and the power up. It's had a remap and it's running about 280 horsepower, something like that. It's capable of running a bit more. We've got a bigger turbo on it, but we're keeping the boost levels to a sensible place just for durability. It's a real weapon, that car. On winter tyres at the moment, I imagine it spins them up nicely. Quick car. Right, over here, this doesn't look much like a car, but this is really the beginnings of a rebuild on a Lotus Elan Sprint. This is the chassis from the car, which is actually due to be replaced. We were hoping we might resurrect it, but there's a bit of rust down here. You can't see it from here. But we're already starting on the refurbishment process. So, you know, steering rack here, that's had a rebuild in-house. Starter motor, that's had a rebuild in-house. A few bits of exhaust, come around. Seats back to the powder coaters. Everything on the car's being refurbished, so you know, things like rear uprights there, they're just back from vapor blasting. If it's not vapor blasted or powder coated, it'll be zinc coated, redone. We've got some upgraded dampers there, they're going back on the car. Other odds and sods. Come through here, we'll see more bits of this in build. Again, same car. This is the gearbox, so that's just been stripped, all blasted, all the casings powder coated. Inside, most of the gearbox internals remain the same. It was a very low mileage car. There's about 30,000 miles on it. It's had a couple of synchro rings in it, but not much more than that. Obviously new seals, new bearings. When we do the rebuilds here, we really like to leave no stone unturned. So everything that needs to be replaced is done, and looks wonderful. Right, this is a project that's been going on for a couple of years now and is just coming to an end. This is a 1966 Lotus Elan S2. This came to us as a not really a basket case, but it had been off the road for 10 years and in need of complete restoration. So we've taken it down to the bare chassis. The body's been completely stripped and refurbished, and every last bit of this car has been rebuilt here at Hofmann's. The chassis was actually very good on this car. It had a replacement galvanised chassis on it, fitted previously, so we reused the chassis, although refinished it. Most of the components that were on the car remain just refurbished. So the diff unit up here has been refurbished, but that has the original gears in it, the original casings in it. Same deal with the gearbox, original casings, all refurbished. It's standard specification, this car, other than we're fitting an ECU for managing the ignition. We're even keeping rubber donuts and things like that. We're not going around a racetrack or anything with this car, so we didn't feel a need to upgrade those things. So this is British Racing Green, which is a standard colour for these Elans. The bodywork's all been done by our friends at Beaconsfield Workshop. They've done a fantastic job. The body on this car was quite bad, so most of the gel coats come off and it's been re-glassed. A few repairs where it had minor bumps in its day that had been repaired badly. And now it's looking A1. In the boot, this has come together. Aluminium fuel tank in there, spare wheel. We're just about to get on the trimming that'll have a boot panel in it. That's coming on. Come around here with me. Refurbished heater box is just going in. It's had all new wiring looms in this car. The windscreen's just arrived, so that's the next thing, is get the windscreen in, build up the dashboard. The seats are just about to be retrimmed. These were quite rotten, so we've had to rebuild much of these seats. All the springs are replaced. and some of the steel work has been replaced as well, which was a dead fiddly job. Again, all that done here in-house. The venerable Lotus twin cam, again all of that rebuilt in-house, mostly standard specification. We fitted some forged pistons in it, the standard compression ratio. You'll see the bones of it here, a couple of telltale things that lets you know that we're running an ignition ECU on it. That's just so it drives better. We're keeping the Webbers. These are the original Webbers for the car that we've had cleaned up and rebuilt. We've got an alternator as opposed to a dynamo on it. And that's it really. It's about a week or two away from starting up for the first time, I think. And once the trimming and the interior is in, we'll be on the road, out to enjoy the summer with it. But I think that's about it. So I'll leave you to your days. Hope you're enjoying lockdown. Hope you're staying safe and carrying yourself 2 meters apart from everybody. We'll try and do another video before the lockdown is ceased. Otherwise, goodbye.